to the 4th annual Look Who's Talking. My name is Eric McDaniel, and I have the pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of all of Student Council to tonight's talks. So, thank you for taking the time to join us this evening for what I know will be an incredible night of talks. Over the course of this evening, you will hear from 5 incredible professors who have been given only one prompt, which is to share your biggest idea, with the caveat that you have to do so in 12 minutes or less. You will also hear from about 12 young men who I believe will be wearing Snuggies, but I'm assured that's part of a different portion of the program. But I digress. In past years, we've heard on topics ranging from the conflicted soul of Robert Kennedy to everything I know I learned from Gilgamesh. We've learned about the importance of poetry in times of personal crisis and about the internet in times of revolution. The very brightest professors and their brightest ideas. You know, I hinted to Academic Affairs, the Rockstar Committee who organizes tonight's event, that they should perhaps invite me to give a talk tonight. It's unorthodox, certainly, but hear me out. I proposed a huge range of my very best ideas on everything from the magic and wonder of student council bylaw reform to how to make the most of your plus dollars. I even went so far as to suggest a live staged reenactment of my crowning achievement at the University of Virginia, which is how to make your way from Gooch Dillard in 12 minutes or less. They turned me down. Eric, they said, why don't you just keep it brief and try not to mispronounce anything? Which is fine, I'll do that. Probably sage advice. But in all seriousness, for 4 years now this evening, Look Who's Talking has been the definitive highlight of my spring semester at the university. My first year, this event was the first time I really understood what it meant to be a student here and a part of our community. It represents the very best things about life at the University of Virginia. Students coming together to nominate, organize, and attend a night of talks from across the gambit of disciplines. Because they want to, because they care about the liberal arts, and because they care about learning for its own sake. Because they are curious and engaged, because they are devoted members of an academical village. With that, brief and with only a select few mispronunciations, I'll take my seat and invite my good friend Sky Miller to introduce our speakers. Then in all seriousness, I do have some good tips about plus dollars, so I'll be in the lobby after the Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Look Who's Talking.
Thank you, Eric. Good evening again. My name is Sky Miller, and I am the co-chair of the Academic Affairs Committee of Student Council. Tonight, I'd like to thank you for joining us at Look Who's Talking 2014. And to our distinguished speakers, thank you for participating in this event. We have 5 faculty members here to share their biggest ideas. Each will talk for roughly 12 minutes, as Eric noted. First, Professor Mark White will speak about putting a price on the planet. Then Professor Abi Shalat will share about, and I guarantee you I will mispronounce this, Gur-Avig VS Fligvig. You can check it in your title, it's impossible to pronounce. After that, Professor Kelsey Johnson will talk about the universe, because no one knows things you don't know about the universe because no one knows. Between these talks, our award-winning a cappella group, the Hullabahoos, will perform for us, apparently in Snuggies. Next, we'll hear from Professor Michael Wormington about our bodies, our cells. And then finally, Professor Sabato will speak on an important topic, the Kennedy half-century. Before I introduce our first distinguished guest, I'd like to remind you to please refrain from any photography, recording, or videotaping of the event. Photos and videos will be made available afterwards. And if you must leave, please do so during breaks between talks.